question, now we got the video rolling.
I was wondering, agencies, maybe what you do with, what you do with firearms that have biological hazard material on them, like body fluids. If you can sell them, do lawmans clean that up, or what's an agency policy? Anybody how to handle that?
Does anybody have a current written policy on biological hazards? That question has come up, and that's kind of one of the things that we're trying to get clarified. I've heard a lot of agencies talk about that. The law does not specifically state biological hazard, but it does say unsafe. Firearm is unsafe. So they're saying that biological hazard is an unsafe firearm. And if you think about it, it is, because I'm not going to clean it. And Lawman is probably not going to clean it. You know, maybe, I don't know. But to me, the liability involved with introducing potential biological hazard into the public somewhere, you don't want to get started in that. So I would say that you do put it in the policy that it be declared unsafe and ask to be destroyed. Because I'm sure, like you get a lot of them that's got a lot of freedom. I was trying to find that point. Weapon turned over to the sheriff of the county trial or his authorized agent to be destroyed if the firearm does not have a registered unique identification number or is unsafe for use because of wear, damage, age, or modification. It's things that limited, but I don't think you'll have any problem with the biological hazard if you ask for it to be destroyed. I can tell you just from speaking with our Superior Court judge, he said, I'll sign any order that you say that it needs to be destroyed. He said, I have no problem. Because, the point being is if you follow a court order, you're covered. He's not going to get in trouble because he's exempt. So, as long as you're following that court order. And I think biohazard is something you want to look out for. There's no way I can find out. And like I said, I don't think Lawman, they probably don't want to either. They may take them to the store after they find out it's got blood on it. If you do something to it, how we doing it?
I would just go without letting them know, that's for sure.
Right, exactly, because you would want to keep it bagged up and keep the biohazard. Something for you that I was thinking of at the break. You sign that form in the law here. I think because you said you wasn't the sheriff, if you look in the law, let your attorney look at that too. I think within that law, since y'all's chief don't want to sell it, an out for him is, I think it says that it must be turned over to the sheriff.
Yeah, we've had that discussion before.
Sheriff doesn't want it.
Internally. Are you from the sheriff's office?
I am.
Okay.
I'm just going, no, please.
I think I talked to you on the phone one time, right?
I think you
Yeah, you called Stanley County with the question?
Right.
Yeah, okay. Not trying to put the monkey on your back, because I worked for the sheriff too, or did work for the sheriff. But,
Yeah, the law kind of reads the sheriff's supposed to kind of handle those.
yeah. And
Wow.
and I don't want to get no controversy started, but it's just like mental, the officer that serves the mental, then also supposed to be the one that takes them to the mental hospital, right? How many times does the city police call the sheriff to have that done? So, yeah, it's, you have to have a gentleman's agreement about that. Of course, that's a lot of guns too. So what did y'all decide to do? Start selling, or?
I think we're going to, but since, we're gonna have a changing of the guard, November will be the election, we're just gonna hold status quo until after all that. We're gonna have to have the end of the rain audit anyway, so I think we're gonna keep everything as it is until all that's done.
Well, we pretty much kind of done something similar to that, because I just retired in May, and the two people that's been here with me since I was leaving, I didn't want to sell anything, but I tagged them all. These are the ones that we have court orders to sell, and then we've done it all.
Right.
So, I think that's going to become kind of a problem, though, for a lot of agencies that actually have never sold those before. They're just going to keep stockpiling until something happens, something breaks loose. I don't know, so that's something we have to definitely watch out for.
Right.
But, I mean, to me, this Longman thing sounds like a deal. Not necessarily just Longman, but anybody you work out that kind of deal with where you can do it as a credit, to purchase us, I think it's great. And I think that's the way law enforcement really should go with it, because then we get we reap the biggest benefits out of it by going that route, instead of just selling it and then turn around and get to the school board, which, I always thought it was a great idea, and it is a great idea. But I found out that if you take $1,000 and turn it into a county finance, they do directly go to the school board, but that's also $1,000 they can take off their budget, because now it's been given to them by the court system. So it's not like they're getting an extra $1,000. It's still the same amount of money. It's $1,000 which may indirectly, benefit you as well, because then you save a bunch of money. Okay, that good? Yeah. Okay. I don't want to get y'all started throwing fists out the hallway, but.
I don't think we do that to them.
All right. So, what else is new?
So I know we were discussing the found goods, that you don't have to get a court order now.
Right.
What about, is that the same for found property or unclaimed property? So because the statute states 180 days and then 30 days after the notice, is that the same thing, that for any found property, we do not have to get a court order or a disposition from the court? Then it's just a disposition from the chief?
No, I think this one we're talking about specifically is for firearms.
Okay.
Because understand within all the statute, it covers all the property, but then one of the subdivisions there is just for firearms.
Okay.
And I would still do it. I would still get a court order.
For the found property?
Yeah.
Okay.
That would cover you. Now, I base that on, is it something of value? If you find a notebook with paper in it, you don't want to go through the whole thing of having to do a court order, but you have something of value that's going to bring some kind of benefit back to the department. You probably want to do that. Go ahead and get the court order.
Now, with it being found, and you're saying a benefit to the agency, the way I was understanding it, if it's found property and it has value and we sell it, or like if it's currency, then it has to go to the school board.
I think that's right. Hold on a second. I pulled up the PDF that I got. I'm trying to stay on the wall here. Yeah, any proceeds of a sale of found property and stuff like that is supposed to go to the school board, with the exception of firearms, by the new law.
Does it still have that little part in it about where, I guess, after cost of sale and so
Oh,
forth?
yeah, I'm glad you said that.
We use that as manpower-wise for getting that destruction ready, the money to run the ads, so forth. The way we figure it, we don't make any more money than that would be worth, so we don't actually turn any money over to school board. We don't make enough off of that stuff to cover our basis to have extra to return it.
Just like we're talking about doing electronic advertising, small agency, you got 4 bicycles. You pay $350 to advertise it, and you make $200.
And see, that's another thing. I have several items that now at the they're past the 180-day mark of found or unclaimed property. So now I'm at the next step of getting ready to do my public notices. And I know it says like I can make a flyer and put it at the at the library or the courthouse, but it does still say we have to put an ad in the paper. So
Right.
does that money just supposed to come out of our budget, or we deduct it from
You deduct it from the sale.
from the actual sale?
And that's within the statute, and that's anything, I mean, you could, like she's talking about, salaries, cost of transportation, if you're paying storage somewhere like that, all of that. But that's gonna be up to your chief, to justify that to the town council, county commission, whoever. Yeah, we sold this stuff and we made this amount of money, and this is what we're deducting for conducting the sale, basically. And that's true. A lot of times you may end up not owing them anything. Like the propertyroom.com stuff, if you do that, then you deduct whatever fees they charge you as well.
Who makes a determination if you're getting rid of something on what a value of something is? My agency, we haven't got anything that's worth a plug nickel, and we're not doing auctions because we're not gonna make $1 off a VCR player or a DVD.
Well, technically, that is still an item of value. It has some value. Now if you have, I don't know, like one time we had like cases of potato chips that had expired for whatever, Yeah, and you don't really want to sell that kind of stuff because you don't know if the product's contaminated or what. That's different. Me personally, I would just get it to where go ahead and get an order to have that destroyed. But yeah, unfortunately, VCRs and everything do have some value. And the thing I started just before I retired, because I kept running into the same situation, when I would write the order to sell something, we started using govdeals.com, and I would write it up, I want to sell this through an online auction, and if the item does not sell, then it shall be destroyed in accordance with the law. So it covers you both ways. You got one order, you put it on there, if you make 50 cents, you've made 50 cents. If you don't make anything, it don't sell, you don't have to keep reposting it, you just go ahead and destroy it because you're covered by the court order. And that's what I would do. I mean, like I said, if you got a bag of nails and stupid stuff, just go ahead and destroy those.
I do have a question for Ken. You guys are talking about returning ammunition, and you changed your policy about, kind of curious if you would expand on that a little bit, what you guys are doing about returning ammo.
Yeah, we, probably like, I think it was probably 6 months ago, we would just, not give it back. And, we had one individual that just kind of brought to light that they were, with safekeeping, they were basically entitled to get their property back. So we just benchmarked it, and right now we will give it back. They're not supposed to be in possession of the firearm and the ammunition in the building at the same time. So they just have to usually have them pull the car around back, give them the ammunition. Also, something else we found from another agency was putting gun locks on the guns when we give those back. And there's a federal program, I think it's, I can't remember the name of it.
Child Safe.
Yeah,
Operation
Child Safe,
Safe.
which our crime prevention officer got a bunch of gun locks. So we just lock those up as well. So just kind of put an added measure of safety in there.
Yeah.
But we can't give it back, the ammunition. Yeah, we seal the boxes. We do everything we can to keep it safe to prevent any issues, but we do give the ammunition back now.
Or put a zip tie on it and tape the bag shut.
I've never heard of that. I always give ammunition back. Like, usually our officers, they break it up. They break up the gun, the magazine, and then the bullets. And I just always give it all back to them. I mean, what am I going to do with the ammunition? Then I have to get a court order, and so we can use it for departmental use.
Well, I think
and shoot it at the
the idea
range.
of that is a safety thing for
Oh,
you.
so in case they
So
wanna shoot
you're not
me.
handing them a gun that's readily available for use.
Yeah.
So they don't just step back from the window, slap the magazine in there and start shooting at you. So you try to separate it out so they're not getting everything. Now, there's nothing really says they can't go outside and load it and come
See,
back in, but
that's my, I guess that's my train of thought. Like, if they want to shoot you,
Right.
they'll shoot. But, I mean, I have it in bags or a box when I give it back to them. And I usually tell them, open this when you get outside. Because it's a
Yeah.
clear, like they can see it.
yeah, well, our building has a security station anyhow, but we always walk them out the building. Or, like he was talking about, we have a place out back that they have to go out, get their car and drive up to, and we load everything out there in this big garage door. So we just load it in the car and then wait for them to drive off.
Oh, okay. I was just wondering if there was like a law or something that said you're not supposed to give them the ammo
No.
back with the gun. 'Cause I just
No.
want to make sure I'm doing everything by the book.
Yeah, because, the thing is, I mean, it's their property, and constitutionally, if we deprive them of their property and the law says we have to give it back to them, we have to give it back to them.
As long as we're talking about guns, you guys send weapons to the lab. You're not supposed to use U.S. mail. You're supposed to use, please send it a UPS or FedEx to the street address. We get a lot of weapons that come in U.S. mail, and I'm surprised that they're taking it, but just a little point.
I think there's like a big, long procedure you can go through to send it to the mail, but it's more hassle than it's worth. But yeah, don't just stick it in a box and hope they don't find out.